Hello, my rosebuds. Welcome, and thank you for joining me at my very first YouTube session. Uh, for those of you who don't know who I am or just joining, I am Rosie. You could call me Rosie, Sweet Rose. I have my channel on YouTube, Heart to Heart with Rosie. Um, I am from a town called Ocho Rios, on the island of Jamaica. I lived there pretty much until I was about 21 or so. Then I migrated to the US, where I have been since. So today we want to talk a little bit about, or I want to talk a little bit about dating and dating now versus back in your 20s or 30s. Um, but I do have a guest and want to talk to her a little bit. I'm going to introduce her. Some of you may or may not know her. Her name is Charmaine. She is. Should I let her talk? No, I'll talk. Um, um, God, she was born in Manchester, Jamaica. Sorry, a medical device regulation specialist, business podcaster, owner of Culture Shock Abroad, Yard Cards, and she is the owner also of Charm Travels, an avid traveler and carnival lover. Anywhere that she sees or there is good vibes and good food, you'll find her. So please help me welcome Charmaine.
I'm like, woo! Hi, Rose, and thank you for inviting me. We've been like Instagram friends, and you've like supported, my multiple platforms and everything I'm doing. Thank you for the nice intro. It's great to be here. It's good to actually talk about this topic because there's so much conversations in different spaces, and it looks differently. Um, but there's not enough conversation, I believe, about like the generational differences with dating and relationships and how things change. So I think this is
True,
a great topic. So
true,
yes,
true, true,
I
true.
yeah, I'm glad you actually invited me for this one.
Well, thank you for joining me, honey. And hey, I'm sharing the same platform with you. So I feel good. I feel good. I feel good about that. So thank you again.
Yeah.
So we're going to get down to a little bit of business. I did a little bit of research. Not anything major, but just a little bit. For I don't know how many of us use dating apps like Tinder and Match and eHarmony. But according to stats, some of the stats I was looking at, 67% of the Tinder users are men and 33% are women. There's an equal percentage that uses Match. And then there's another percentage of women that actually prefers to use eHarmony.
Mm.
Um, I, for one, have actually used Match and eHarmony. I haven't used Tinder, um, but I hear about another one called Bumblebee as well. Never used them. Friends wanted to put me on them, but I never did get there. Match I did. eHarmony I did. eHarmony is a little bit more detailed.
You too.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of stuff that you have to fill out. Not to say Match isn't the same thing, but I think eHarmony, they try to weed out like the no gooders then.
Hmm.
Um, so question, how do you feel about using apps?
Yeah. Actually, I'm an advocate of using apps. I think initially a lot of people it was kind of taboo. It's like dating someone online, like how you know this person, how you know this person not, gonna harm you, or
Mm-hmm.
why would you be doing that? And that just came with like lack of information, I think.
Right.
Um, But I think we've evolved. I mean, just as how you're able to meet someone at a gym or church or anywhere else randomly, you can actually have that same, encounter, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
meeting someone for the first time online and deciding, I would like to meet in a public space. To me, there's not much of a difference there, unless it's like, if it's a mutual friend that introduced you, there's some
Right.
familiarity. But if you walk up to a bar and somebody comes up to you and introduce you, and give you a number, it's the same strange situation that you have to deal with. You don't know what you're getting into.
Right.
And then I find that like a lot of women, a lot of us, we're not going to go out specifically looking for a mate sometimes. And I think
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sometimes
True.
we have to be a little bit more intentional about it, because
Yeah.
we don't, and men will. They're just
Yeah.
like they're
True
going
that.
after it.
Yep. Yep.
We
That's
don't
true.
necessarily are just like in being intentional about like focusing on finding this. You're going out to have a good time, you meet somebody, that's fine. I
Mm-hmm.
think using the app now, put some intention behind it, because like you said with eHarmony, you have to like answer the questions, and
Yeah.
there's a profile for you, and um you
And
know
they're very detailed. They're very,
very
yes, yes.
and I think it kind of forces you to think about what you want and who you are. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great. And a lot of times some women, like some of us, don't go out.
Yeah. That
We
is true.
don't.
That
We
is
don't go
true.
anywhere. Like we'll
That's
go
true.
we'll go to all right, we go to the places that we have to go, right? We go work, we go gym, we go
The
church,
grocery store. Mm-hmm.
grocery store, the
Mm-hmm.
basics, right? But we aren't like going to these events and like places that we could meet people, because
This
we're
is
like,
true.
oh, and this is it too. And this is also why I advocate for solo travel, because
Right.
a lot of women are like, oh, I'm afraid, I don't want to go by myself. Go travel
Yeah.
by yourself, go into an airline lounge, go to a gym,
Yeah. Yeah.
do things,
Yeah.
by yourself. And because sometimes, you may move to a new city and you don't know anybody. The Get
Anybody.
app works perfect for that, because if you don't know the place, you could
Mm-hmm.
find somebody that you could eventually like hang out with eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Even if
Mm-hmm.
you guys don't end up in a relationship, you have someone in the city.
That's true.
And so a lot of us think that our mate is going to break into our house, open our door, knock on the door, climb in, inside the bed, and just or propose, whatever it is. We think it's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah. Yeah.
happen. So I think dating apps work, especially if you are, what do you call it, like an introvert, and you really are not like the social butterfly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
They
it's
can help. Yeah, they can help. Definitely. Yeah,
very
definitely.
nice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I definitely did use a couple of them, and I used this other one, Plenty of Fish. I did use that one.
Oh, Lord.
That was a while ago. But I
I
actually did meet a couple of actually cool people. We didn't stay in touch, but yeah, that's it. That just kind of like just dissolved, just all on its own. But yeah, I've used that one too. But the
plenty
Tinder
of
one,
fish. The name, the name alone tells you that we need that. You probably
yeah.
are not in the best space
Yeah,
right
but you know what? It's funny when I started using it. I think it had just like recently, come out,
now.
so it
Okay, that
wasn't
was
like
like too
being
much time.
utilized a lot. Yeah, yeah. So it was a little while. It's been a little while, but yeah,
Yeah,
the,
plenty of
the
fish. I think,
connections just dissolved.
yeah. So I think
Hmm.
initially I went on Plenty of Fish as like a bet with my cousin. We had nothing to do. It was maybe like 12, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And she was like, let's go in there and see what's going on. So she was in Orlando. I was in New
Hmm.
York. And we decided we were just going to see, like, compare notes. Like, what
Right.
kind of guys you finding in your city?
Hmm.
And I remember the first time I logged on, this dude was like, oh, yeah, he was like, oh, well, do you live alone? So I'm like, this is a weird question.
Hmm.
And then I'm
Hmm.
like, I'm not really gonna answer that because I don't really know you. He's like, well, I'm not really asking because I want to, stalk or anything. I just want somewhere to
Right.
stay because I just got out. So I'm like,
Ooh.
got out of where?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
Oh my God. That was it for you, right? That was it for you.
wrap it up. Mm.
God, no, I hear you. No, I hear you. Definitely, definitely.
It takes a little time to like, because you really have to
Yeah.
ask the right questions. I will get into that, but it's
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm,
not a
mm-hmm.
bad thing to get on a dating app. I
Yeah.
don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know because me as a little, I mean, I'm not no spring chicken no more. So yeah, no little young teen. So yeah, maybe I should, but yeah. So I find the dating world has definitely changed. I must say that I'm just getting into it myself, so I don't have like a whole lot to probably share where my age group is concerned. But yeah, I've been following a few people, so I'm getting a little bit of tip here and there. I've been reading little things, um, but for me, if I were to tell myself, my younger self, something about dating right now, I would probably say, well, I never actually dated. Let's just put it that way. And
That's
I would, yeah, and I actually never, I basically was just in a relationship. It just
it just
dropped
happened.
from the sky and you're just in it. Um,
That's funny.
you had the crushes, you had the whole bunch of, yeah, all the feelings, all the everything bundled up in a one. So I would actually say if I had were to go back, I would actually really date, be
Mm,
intentional about it. I think I missed a lot. Even growing up, I think also, when I was coming getting a little older, I never did much because like I said, it was more like a friend know this friend introduced you to this friend. So it wasn't a case where, the person, and I guess there were red flags all over. I guess you can listening to me talk, you knew there were red flags, but obviously none of that was
mm,
matter then, or I didn't know better. Let's just put it that way.
mm.
So yeah, now I would actually be more intentional and pay attention to, certain things,
Yeah,
in that person.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm just changed up a little bit. What was one of your worst dates that you've ever been on? Can you remember any?
Oh my God. Okay. So I'm like very. I don't know. No, you haven't asked that question, so I'll wait. But okay. So sometimes I'm like very guarded. Like I don't want to give anybody any chances. I have these
Right,
periods of my life that I go through that, and
right.
that's me. However, in the moments that I did,
Mm-hmm,
and I was like, I know I shouldn't because I'm not ready. Stuff
mm-hmm,
happened, and particularly this situation, I was walking home.
mm,
I was living in New York and I was walking home and this car pulled up. Honestly, I've seen the car every day. I see the car pass me every day because I don't know, I guess he works in the area or whatever. I've seen it.
right,
This time he pulls up. So I knew it wasn't like a strange car and it was like this bright yellow car. It was hard to miss. So
right.
I've seen
Yeah.
it every day for months and this person pulls up to me and it was kind of like crazy because he stops and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, aren't you gonna stop? I'm like, why would I stop? I don't know you. So anyway,
Did you
um,
face yourself?
right, exactly. Very guarded. Like
Yeah, yeah.
so I got so he got so anyway, he stopped, he got out. So I'm like, stand over there and talk to me. So I don't know where you coming with because I'm still like,
Mm-hmm,
like,
mm-hmm,
I see you every day, you walk into work and I think you're really nice. I think you look really nice and blah blah. I really like to get to know you. So if that's okay. So I'm
mm-hmm,
like, all right, Charmaine, you said you were gonna let your guard down. So here we go. So I'm like, all right, I'll give you my number. Just don't stop me. So of course I get home, we're talking, whatever. So he's like, oh, I'd love to take you on a date. So I'm asking him questions about himself, like on the phone, and he's not really
right.
answering a lot of them. He's like, oh, when
Mm-hmm,
you will talk. Just like red flag. Like, why are you?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And so we made a date to go out on the Friday, and he's like, oh, I'll pick you up. We go have a drink or whatever. So he's like, when
mm-hmm.
you to go. So I told him like, I wasn't like being greedy. I was like, yeah,
Right.
let's go to a regular little place. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
that. He's like, no, let's go to a nice restaurant. So I'm like, all right, no problem. You love my belly, so no worries. So I went and we had a good time. He was actually answering some of my questions and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It was a good time. And then we left and I realized like I'm like, you're going in another direction.
Mm.
You're supposed to be taking me home.
Oh,
He's like,
wow.
oh, there's like this nice little waterfront we can go and just chill. So I'm like, you didn't ask me if I wanted to do that.
Right. Right.
Right? So that's first. Like actually ask,
Yeah.
just like guys.
Scary. Mm-hmm.
Right. So anyway, we're driving around. So I'm familiar with the area. So I'm looking around like, all right, do I call the cops now or what's happening?
Right.
So he pulls up and he stops, and it's a familiar building. And I'm like, so where are we? He's like, oh, I was thinking we could go to my place and grab like a bottle of something because I have like a collection of cognac or whatever, and then take it to like the waterfront. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can come in. I'm like, no, I'm not comfortable. First of all, I look around and I'm like, these are the places that my family told me not to go when I came to New York. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not getting out of this car.
Oh, God.
So I'm sitting in there and I look to the in the cup holder and there's like loose condoms in there.
Ooh.
So like
Wow.
out of the package, why is it in the cup holder? Like this is and I
Oh.
didn't notice it because now I'm like,
Wow.
all right, let me out.
He had intentions.
Let me out of the car right now. So I
Mm-hmm.
got out
Mm-hmm.
and I called my cousin. I'm like, I don't know where you are. Luckily, he was around the corner. He's like, we had to go around here, so. And it's like, first of all, I told you not to go there. We had to. I was like, what are you doing around here? So he picks me up, and this dude is like, I kept seeing him after that, and he would, he tried to apologize, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, this is like
No, it ain't happening.
out for the first time, and this is
Wow.
you didn't.
That must have been scary. Ay, ay, ay.
Right, because I was like, I need to call the cops because we're not.
Yeah.
Then he's like,
Yeah.
this is my house.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
ask to come here, and this is like all. And I think with a lot of men and some women don't
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
realize that sometimes like you have to like ask questions and consent to
Yeah.
certain things. Like if
Yeah.
you want to go to his place, like that's a question that you ask
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
before. And so
Yeah.
that was like very, it could have, I feel like it could have gone different ways. And I was
Mm-hmm.
very young. Now it would have been a different situation. I would have listened different.
Wow.
That was that.
I can't remember if I really had any bad ones, like, really, really bad ones. I do remember one, but the only thing was, it ended up where he actually wanted to just pay for half of the bill. Like I had to pay. Yeah, that was the only thing I can recall right now. And that was dead after that. That was dead. Yeah,
Why
that
do
was
they
dead.
do that?
Yeah, that was dead. That was dead. Yep, yep,
I
yep,
hear
yep, yep,
that so
yep.
much from
Yeah,
just
yeah,
girls in my network. Like they would guys are
yeah,
like, oh well, let's split the bill on the first date, and
yeah.
you invited me out. I feel like if I'm going
Exactly.
on my way to you inviting me
Yep,
out, then
yep.
I'm
That
that person who feels like if I meet a guy and I'm like,
yeah.
I'll take you out, which probably will. I was
Hold
like,
on. Why you say that? Why you
no,
say
no,
that?
no. On
We
the
should.
first date,
Yeah.
as a first date,
You would. Yeah. You wouldn't. You
no,
actually wouldn't ask.
no.
Okay. Okay.
Not
Okay.
not because here's the thing though. I feel that men are hunters. Like
Okay.
I some people may disagree with me, but I feel
Right.
like they're hunters and they're natural chasers.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
how I feel. And I
Okay.
feel like taking that away is taking away that element of mystery from the relationship. That's just how I see it.
Is
I'm not
is like.
no, I'm not saying that I won't pay for other dates.
Right. Right.
If
Right. Right. But that
you're
first
like,
date,
right, I'm not no.
the initial. Okay. Yeah.
No, you are handling that. If I have to pay half, it's to me, it's like a signal because I'm like
Yeah.
naturally attracted to an alcohol.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah. Yeah.
signal
Yeah.
to me that you're serious, that you respect the situation. If the next 2, 3 dates I want to say, babe, let's go have this, like that's fine. I'll pay for it.
Right. Right, right.
but I need that initial
Okay, okay,
indication.
okay.
Now, there are some people who are like, well, you should shoot your shot. I agree. In
Yeah,
terms of like to explain to everybody who probably don't know, shooting a shot is just like trying to talk to somebody. So just
right.
think about a woman actually going up to a man and saying, I
And
like you.
asking them out, or yeah, yeah, or saying something nice or whatever to them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
listen, I have had to work on that because sis, I would sit there and like we both going to like die and rot before I come. Like we are not. I am not talking to like you crazy.
Really? Oh my
I would never.
gosh.
I've evolved past that.
You're evolved.
No,
Well, that's good. That's
no,
good.
I've made it known. I've made it known. If it's a situation that is mutual, or
Right.
I even go like I think I had posted on my Instagram a story about this.
Mm-hmm.
The one time I actually boldly did it, and I was in the store, and this
Mm-hmm.
guy, like, I walked in the store, and this guy was like, he couldn't take his eyes off me, and I was like, what is happening here? But it wasn't like a creepy. It was just like he was like
Right.
enduring. So I'm just walking around. He's like in the store. He can't. He's tripping over stuff. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at him like, what's wrong with you? That's literally what I said to him. Like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? He's like, oh, I can't speak. So I just like, lighten the mood. I gave him my number. I'm like,
Oh,
here,
nice,
call me when
nice.
you calm down, because this is very mental now. And so that backfired so much because it's so much. I know I'm hijacking the questions a little bit, but I had to get this out. So I was telling everyone that he ended up having like two families.
Okay.
Two. Okay,
Okay.
I was like, number
Okay.
two. Okay. So that I
Okay. Okay. Got
had
you.
to
Got
like
you.
work my way up to that
Yeah.
happening again
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
But I do think that women should feel empowered to, make it known.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I do from time to time. I do step out of that little box and yeah, and do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes when I'm with friends and they might dare me or stuff like that, then yeah, I'll definitely do it then as well. Yeah. So it's
Yes.
not a bad thing. It's definitely
It's
not a bad
not.
thing.
It's
It's
not.
really,
And
really,
you
really
just
not.
go there and then
Yeah.
sometimes they're shocked.
Yeah.
Like like I
Yeah.
can't, you are bold. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, if you have a girlfriend or a wife, you're not wearing a ring, that's fine. I keep it moving. Like I'm not gonna pressure you. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah.
But that's good. That's good. That's good. You've come out of that. You've
Yeah,
yeah. You're venturing out.
done it, but I think that was like the break the ice, but then it backfired. But
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You mentioned a couple of things, and I it brings me to this question. Do you have a checklist of what you look for in a mate?
yes and no. So
Okay.
I don't. This sounds crazy. I don't have a physical type. I
Oh,
don't
oh,
have a physical type.
really?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I thought I did. But as you evolve, there are certain things that don't matter as much. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So for me, it's like it's not the physical type. It's not the physical aspects or the characteristics. It's like how
Mm-hmm.
you make me feel. Like I'm not. It's all about a feeling in that relationship, and the feeling
Mm-hmm.
comes with different layers. So the feelings have a checklist, but obviously, me not go expect somebody that I can't look at every day. Like I'm not trying to say that this person needs to be like the
Right.
worst person on the planet, but I'm just saying like I don't got him with like he has to be 6 feet or he has to
Right.
be 180. Like I don't have that checklist.
Right.
When it
Okay.
comes to like feelings, like there's certain things like emotional security is there. Like certain things I have to feel. I have to feel safe. I have to feel
Mm-hmm.
financially safe. And when I say financially safe, people go crazy when I say that.
Mm-hmm.
Physically safe, emotionally safe. I should be able to say things to you and not feel like you're judging me or it's an
Right.
argument. Um,
Right.
Financially safe is more of like I need to know that you at least have the ambition to do more, and you want to build wealth and do different things. And then physical safety. So the physical safety is why people think that I'm attracted to. They've always said you're attracted to like big guys, or like, I
Like,
mean,
you mean like ballers or like
not
what do you call
bothered,
them,
like,
bouncers or something like that?
yeah, like a bouncer look, like
Okay.
a bouncer
Ah.
look, like
Okay.
a weightlifter, or something
But
like that.
okay, okay,
But
okay.
it really isn't that. It's
It
more of
really okay.
like physically feeling safe.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it
Mhm.
just so happens that the physically feeling safe, when
Mhm.
I'm around that kind of energy, I do feel safe. So it's not that. So it could be anybody that
Yeah.
looks anyway, but
Right.
that's what I realized, like, over time, like, that's what I actually like. I like actually feeling physically safe around somebody. So it really is just that, like, just being able to be myself. So I know that there's some girls, and I talk to my friends about this. We're
Mhm.
single, and I talk to people about that. And I keep saying, like, you can't keep saying you don't date short guys. Like, you
Mhm.
have to stop.
Mhm.
Like, this. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you will have this like checklist of he has to be tall, he has to make
Yeah.
this amount of money, he has to do
Yeah.
this, he has to drive this kind of car. If he does, like, all that stuff is like doesn't matter
Yeah. Yeah.
when
Yeah. Yeah.
you need somebody to be your companion, or you're thinking about the father of your children, or you're
Right.
thinking about
Right.
everything dealing with grief. Like, none of that. His six pack is not gonna matter. Okay, it is not going to
True. That is true.
matter.
That
It's
is
just not,
true.
going
Yeah.
to matter. Nothing is going
Yeah.
to matter. Like, you need to be in a space where you're like, all right, he's not 6 feet, but
Mhm.
maybe Kevin Hart. But I mean, that's
Put
fine.
put Danny DeVito
That ain't being on Kevin Hart. But sis, he may give you the amazing life. And I'm saying this now because actually
because you can.
I really evolved, because I did have that checklist, honey. And I think I actually went on a date like years ago with someone that was, I think, okay, so this was kind of bad, but he was really tiny. When I say tiny, I mean, like my nephews,
Like skinny tiny or short tiny.
short tiny. He was like
Okay.
probably 4'9", and I'm tall. Well, not tall, but I'm 5'7", and when I
I was
have on
about to
heels,
say, yeah, because I'm 5'7" too. Yeah.
I'm 5'7", and I get up to 6 feet in heels.
And heels. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so I just remember it was kind of like a blind date. I really think they pulled a prank on me because they knew. Anyway, I'll talk to them about this, and then when I see them.
They probably did.
Yeah, they put a prank on me because they knew. So they were like, "No, Charmaine, you know what? This will be great. Definitely go out with this
Yeah.
guy." And I'm like, I'll go. And we had a blind date. And I had spoken to him on the phone, and we texted and stuff, but we were actually just going to see each other
Mhm.
full
Mhm.
body for the first time. So I get to the restaurant first, and I walk in. I park. I walk in, and I'm standing like kind of like so I can see the parking lot to see when he's coming in, and I'm waiting.
Mhm.
So he messages me. He's like, "I'm here." So this person walks by, and I'm like, this person is like walking like quickly, and I'm like,
Oh God.
and really looking at my nephew. I'm like, is that my nephew? Because that is so crazy. Literally, like, I
You're
think he was
so
probably
young.
like 4'8".
God.
He,
Wow.
at that point, he said he was here. So I said, give me 1 second. I ran to the car and took my shoes off because I was like, this is bad.
Oh my God.
I took my shoes off. I came back in. We actually had a really good time. He was a
Yeah.
sweet guy, really, really sweet
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
We had differences in religion. He was like super Jewish, and I'm
Mm.
Christian, and I was like, there's kind of no way I'm not gonna convert.
What's gonna happen? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
asked, I'm like, I would never, it's just not something I would do.
Mhm. Mhm.
At least not for the reason of a relationship or
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah.
And so,
Mhm.
but he was a really nice guy. But at that time, I was like, baby,
I
4'8".
think it was just maybe once in my life that I actually dated a guy. He wasn't really really short, but yeah, next to me, then yeah, he was, I wouldn't say I could drink water over his head, but I was almost there. But he never minded, I never minded, and yeah, we had a great thing. We did have a really, really good thing. But
Yeah.
I think I just outgrew him. Matured. I wanted
No
different
pun
things.
intended. You outgrew him.
I outgrew him. I sure did. I sure did. Yes. I sure did. I like that. You caught that too. Yes. I outgrew him. Yeah.
Oh
But
my God.
no, we're actually still friends. We're really,
Good,
really,
good.
really, really, really good friends. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, the
love
physical
him
thing
dearly. Yeah.
sometimes it can cloud our judgment with certain
Yeah.
things, but
Yeah.
honestly, I think you just have to be with a person that
Yeah.
really clicks,
Yeah.
connects with
Okay.
you, and shares your values.
Okay. Okay. Sounding good. Sounding good. Yeah, 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 yeah. So you're in, I don't want to give away your age, but
It's
you're out of your 20s, let's say that. What advice can you give really at this point for single women who are, trying to, maybe get back out there, or trying for, a new person, they had a breakup and they're trying to, get back out there again. What kind of advice can you give to them, or what
yeah.
kind of tip?
Yeah, advice is tricky because we all struggle and suffer. And
Mm-hmm.
so, like, advice I would say seek professional help. don't
Okay.
don't ask your friends or family, because to be honest, a lot of people, like, you know you more than anyone else, and I think sometimes
Right.
people rely on other people's opinion to tell them what's acceptable.
Yeah.
Um, in terms of, like, your friends and family have to qualify your mate for you rather
Right.
than
Right.
you choosing somebody that is truly reflective of your values. I think sometimes we get caught in that. So sometimes I would say the first tip, if you're struggling, is go to therapy.
Okay.
And if you can afford to do it, and if it's available to you through your job, a lot of jobs offer that, some, in the US,
Mm-hmm.
anywhere else. But if you can speak to someone, because a lot of times there are, like, mental blocks and trauma
Right.
associated with you and
Right.
how you relate to, your potential mate, and certain things, certain you may not be even ready for a committed relationship.
Right.
Even though you want one, you're yearning for one. Instagram is telling you that, baby, it's time. Look at all these
Mm-hmm.
weddings
Mm-hmm.
and babies, and it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But sometimes I would say the first step is, if you can go to therapy, talk to somebody about maybe your past relationships, patterns, what
Right.
happened, your
Right.
family history, like what you
Agreed.
did, what was your home like, how was your relationship with your mother, what's your relationship with your father,
Mm-hmm.
like your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Those things all, like, help you to understand um, what you need for yourself first,
Right.
and then what you would need to attract the person that you want.
Right.
So, and I had to do this. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that because it's something, but I had literally had to do this, because when a lot of people were telling me, like, you should be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that, I wasn't ready. Like,
Right.
I
Right.
thought I
Right.
was ready, but I wasn't, because there
Mm-hmm.
were so many things that you have to unpack
Yeah.
as as someone that's trying to build, you know.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of people, I think, don't do that, and then they end up in situations that they are just miserable.
Yeah. That's true.
And they are unhappy with themselves. They attract the wrong person who doesn't know how to handle their trauma,
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
alone your trauma.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what happens is just a house of disaster.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And
I agree. I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you. Yeah.
so I would say, like, it may, even if you are not able to, go to therapy,
Mm-hmm.
even sometimes, like, reading certain books, and I could give you a list of books, maybe you could add it to your description, that have really helped me. There's
Mm-hmm.
one by Ahmed. I forgot the title right now, it just slipped me.
Right.
um, but there's certain books that really help to, like, I say, rewire your brain, because even in therapy, that's what happens.
Right.
It's like
Exactly.
helping you to rewire your thinking, how you
Mm-hmm.
approach things, and when something triggers you or when something happens, like how you deal with it. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
some of these books are self-help books, but they
Yes.
often like give you a good perspective on how
Mm-hmm.
where to start. And that's the first thing would be therapy. I think the second thing to do, and like I said, I'm also giving you my journey as well.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
A
That's what
place,
I want. Yeah.
yeah, to be at a place where I feel like now is the best time for me to be my best self, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I think the next thing outside of the therapy, the next thing that you're going to want to do is to really do an audit of your life. and And when I
Agreed.
say an audit of your life, it's like everything.
Yeah.
It's
Agreed.
how you carry yourself,
Yeah.
how you feel about yourself, and
Yeah.
how it shows on the outside.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just like, well, I'm not, but sis, you are not looking and feeling your best. So how are you going to attract the best?
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
right? Like
Yep. Yep.
you want the best type of man for yourself or the best partner. I'm not gonna say man because we're liking girls and boys. No, that's fine. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to attract the right partner, like you want to feel, and that brings confidence.
Exactly.
You
That have to
understand?
come. That comes from here. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So if you feel like, hey, I need to, improve, and it doesn't have to be all physical,
Right.
like certain attributes. Like if
Mm-hmm.
I need to lose weight, I need to do this, I need to,
Mm-hmm.
improve this about myself, I need to be better organized, I need
Mm-hmm.
to, you know,
Exactly.
get this course that I need to do something, I need to
Do
step.
something. Yeah.
You need to signal to the universe that you're ready by
Yeah.
saying that, hey, I'm preparing for my best self, and my
Yes.
best self is gonna
Yes.
come. The person that I want will be attracted to the best.
Attract. Yes. Yes.
You
Agree
get
100%. Agree 100%.
so
Yeah.
the person that you want needs to see the best in you, and you have
Yes.
to show that. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're walking around frumpy like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
that's true. I agree with that 100,
yeah,
150%. Yes. Yes. Yes.
do an
Agree with that.
audit of yourself. What about yourself do you want to improve? Right
Yes.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be looking well? You want to change your
Mm-hmm.
wardrobe? You want to start wearing this? Whatever you want to do, what
Right.
is going to make you feel more
Right.
confident?
Right.
And then you're going to need to audit your network
Yes.
space,
Your
the people.
surroundings, your every, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is this environment good for me?
Yeah.
Do I love it here? Am I like, do I have the right friends around? Are
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
how I feel?
Yeah.
Like, do I tell somebody something and I feel bad about telling them, or I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to?
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel? And I always say it's just like a gut check.
Yeah.
Like if I feel like I can't tell you something and I don't feel safe, maybe I shouldn't have you in my close circle. You need
That's
and
a
you
good way to look at it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If I don't feel safe telling you, like, I don't know if I should tell her, or I don't know if I should say this, or what they gonna do, maybe it's a gut check.
Right. Right.
And you audit, and it's an ongoing thing. You're
Mm-hmm.
auditing
Mm-hmm.
your
Correct.
circle.
Yeah. All through your life. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people only bring drama, they only bring negative energy,
True.
they tell you that you can't, they tell you that your ideas are dumb, they tell, like, these are the things you just keep on, you
True.
listen, you look, you listen, you hear,
Yeah.
and you say less.
Yeah.
You listen
Exactly.
more.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you start really hearing and seeing, and then the people that you want to keep
Mm-hmm.
are the people are who recognize your silence. I always say that. The people who call you, like, are
Yeah.
checking out, say, "Where you're
Yeah.
from?"
Yeah. Yep.
Them people there.
Yeah.
So you need that little support, because sometimes when you're quiet and you're stressed out,
Mm-hmm.
person that is going to help you,
Yeah.
and then you're going to also need a good cheerleader, somebody
Right.
who's just
Yes.
like a
Yes.
fair person
Yes.
who's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
man, you can do it, but you need to watch out for this.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's fair, but they'll push you, and anything you're doing, they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
girl, you can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you're doing. And I will say, like, lastly, what you want to do is like, not, this is hard. This is the hardest part. This is the hardest part about being in your 30s and dating. And I know a lot of women will nod their heads when they say that.
Let me hear this. Let me hear this.
You need to stop comparing your life's progress with anybody else. Let me tell you, that will ruin you.
Ruin you. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That will ruin you. And the thing is,
Yeah.
there is social media that's going to exist, and you're on it. You're feeding. The first thing you wake up, you do.
Yes.
You're 32, 33, 34, 35, however it is, and you feel like, oh, I need to be married. I need to have a child. I need to do this. And the first thing you do is go on Instagram in the morning, and you're seeing your friend was just engaged in the Maldives, and she's having this extravagant wedding. You scroll
Right.
down, somebody else is having a baby. It's Christmas time. It's holiday.
Yep.
People get booked. What that is doing is it's constantly just feeding to you and telling you
Yeah.
that you are behind.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
something wrong. You're behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you feed into that, for me, when people feed into that, and then they'll have family and friends that will reinforce that thought.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh,
You know, get married, you know. Yeah. When y'all gonna have baby? When y'all give me a grandson or a grand? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So you'll
Yeah.
have people around you that will constantly like tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have to like check yourself, and they go into that box of not the close friends that you have anymore. No, you can't have people who are constantly making you feel. And I said this the other day to someone, like, there are why you shouldn't compare your journey is because the time you are taking to like stress about where you're not, focus on where you are and where else in your life
you want to go.
You could be starting a business, volunteering, doing other things that like enrich your life, and eventually you'll attract what you want, what you need, what you're ready for.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, if you have to do a lot of work. You're
You
not
have to.
perfect, sis. A lot of women think that, yes, I am the prize, I'm the princess, he's gonna break in the house and come get me. No. You actually have to do some work.
You have to do the work. You have to. Yes, you have to.
As well. Like, you're not, no, you don't have to spaz out. You have, you have to like learn yourself. So when you're constantly like comparing your journey to someone else, and I keep saying, like, there's some people that are going to have luck in different areas of life. Luck and good fortune. There's some people that are going to live to 100 years old with no illness. That's going to be their blessing.
Yes.
Some people who are going to find the love of their life at 17, 18 and marry them and have a beautiful family for however long. Some people are going to have that. Some people are going to have an amazing business, and Jesus and peace, they make $1 million in a 2 million.
True.
That's going to be everyone is going to have their speed. Not everybody has everything.
Yeah.
So different people, some people are going to be lucky in health, going to be lucky in family, going to be lucky.
No, it's true. It's true. That's true. That's true.
When you think about it like that, you're like, well, this is their piece of fortune.
Exactly. Yeah.
You need to find mine.
Find yours.
Right? Yeah. And it may be that these things come as an addition, but you need to find that fortune first for you.
Yep.
And it may not be that you're just like picked and chosen. Right. It may be that you've acquired all these things that fulfill your life. But I find that a lot of us we're on Instagram and Facebook going,
just comparing, getting sad, beating yourself up,
And we have to stop. I know it happens, especially a lot of people have holiday blues.
It does,
You know, it's Valentine's Day, it's Christmas, if everybody's huddled up. And sometimes it just may mean that you step away from socials for a while and you read and you book yourself a vacation and you go on you put on a nice little bathing suit and you wrap and you go put on your shades and just order a nice drink and sit down.
Take yourself out. Take yourself out. Yeah. I'm for that. I listen.
You
I love that. I'll go in a heartbeat. Trust me.
Right.
Yeah,
You go
yeah,
and you enjoy, but I just don't want women. And I think
yeah.
I really want to like really advocate for that.
For
Like
that. Yeah.
to not wait for what you think you need to have, but just go after the things that make you yourself happy.
I was
Because
just talking to somebody about that. Yeah, yeah,
your
yeah.
happiness is never going to be rooted in someone else.
And someone else. Exactly.
Never.
Exactly. Yep.
They will
Exactly.
add to it. They
Yeah.
will add to your joy. They will
Yes.
bring you joy
Yes.
because you see
Agreed.
them and they're
Agreed. Agreed.
great and you. But your happiness, you are responsible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when somebody says
Agreed.
he makes me happy, what if he gets up tomorrow and decides it's not you? He doesn't choose you.
Yep.
Do
Yep.
you lose your
Yep.
happiness?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You understand? So
Yep.
it's hard to even, and I understand like some people, it's hard for me to be saying this because if you're going through that situation, you're like, I don't know
You're
shit.
not, yeah. That's true. That's true.
But
That is true.
trust me, women, do the work that you need to do on yourself to
You will be
attract
rewarded.
where
Yeah.
you want to be,
Yeah.
whether it's
Yeah.
a good business, a good partner, the family, whatever it is, you
Yep.
have to signal to the universe, to God, to say, you know what, I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
ready.
Yep. There you
And that,
go. There
yeah.
you go. Well, Charmaine, those were wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tips, suggestions, however you want to, whatever category you want to put them in. They definitely were good. I myself have given those very same tips just recently. Um, and I had to go through something to get to where I'm at. So if I never go through it, I wouldn't have been able to probably even say that to them or to the person at all. So yeah, it was a learning experience for me too. So but I started, as you mentioned earlier, in when you were talking, you said you have to do a little therapy if you can, and that helped me to sort out, okay, what's going on, why am I hitting these blocks every time I try to find someone, or be with someone. Yeah, so you'll have to do some, either you do some soul searching or have somebody help you to go through that in order for you to come out. So yeah, some people may not have the resources, but find somebody who you can actually talk to and share, bounce things off of, or just to
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
feelings out. I'm one to tell you, don't hold it in. Talk about it, cry about it, just cry if you want to, just cry.
Yeah.
But yeah, agreed, totally agree with you with everything that you said. I'm for that as well. As for me and my 50s tips, I really don't have any, but I'm going to say this. I became or requested friendships from a couple of ladies on Instagram. One on Facebook too, I think I think she's on Facebook. And they have this little live from time to time where they actually talk about dating, 50s, 60s, and beyond. Because one of the women actually is in her 70s. Great looking woman. You wouldn't even tell that she's in her 70s. And every time I look at myself, I'm not to pat myself on the shoulder,
Darling, you,
but every time I look at myself, I
I,
see the lady. She don't wear glasses, but
mm,
every time I look, and the same kind of haircut, the same, I see her, and she's great. And their tips were, because I did ask, and their tips for me, and I guess they did it for everybody because they had a live a couple of times, is go to the places that you probably wouldn't normally go. Like I was just saying, to take yourself out, go to
mm,
a concert, go to church. Not that you're trying to meet, but
yeah, yeah,
go. You're going to praise the Lord, or you're going to whatever you're going to seek. You go. You never know. Um, you might probably want to go to a wedding, and you might say, "Oh, I don't want to go by myself. I want somebody if I go, I'm gonna look like a pity party if I go by myself." No, you can do that as well. So they were encouraging. One of them actually, I think she's in her 60s. I think she's engaged now. I don't think she's married yet, but she's engaged. Another one, I mean, they're different levels. 50s, 60s, like I said, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And their tips were great. So that's what I would say. Try to get out of, that
comfort zone.
mindset and that comfort level that you're at, and just get out there, put yourself out there, basically, just put yourself out there. What have you got to lose? You're gonna hear what? No, I'm not interested. What?
I
Guess
think
what?
women are not comfortable with no's. Like we don't know how. Like we think we take it personal, though.
No, no,
We do take it
no.
personal. Like you don't want me. Am I not? I'm not nice.
Right,
I
right,
don't good enough.
right, right,
No,
right.
you're not gonna be everybody's type.
But you have to be at a certain, I guess, level in your life to actually,
Oh yeah,
accept that. So if you're
yes.
not working on you and
Oh
you
yeah.
hear that, trust me, you
That
go right back down to where you were coming
it
from.
go exactly. You
So
can't
yeah,
tell somebody who is unhealed to do that because it will
yes,
send them back
yes,
in a
yes,
spiral.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly,
absolutely.
exactly. So yeah, I mean, my tip would be, go where you never usually go. Take yourself out. Like you were just saying, go someplace or go to the beach or go wherever, put on your sunglasses, put on your hat, and just kick back, kick up your feet, order a drink, whatever it is, just do it. Just be in love with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Love yourself. You know what I mean? That's where it's
And
going to begin. So yeah.
listen,
Um
my friends joke with me all the time because when I'm going out, you should
mhm.
hear me in the mirror. Okay? No man on the street or in the house is gonna tell me that I look better than when I tell myself. Okay? Hype, hype,
You're
okay?
hype.
Hype myself up straight out of the shower, up like, whoop, whoop, girl. Exactly. But
Oh
oh,
yeah, and one other tip I wanted to say before I forget to, try not to date somebody that reminds you of your ex. Don't do that.
we need a part two for that because I
Don't.
could go on
Yes, don't do that.
patterns
Don't
of,
do that.
and the
Trust
thing,
me, I've made that mistake. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but yeah, you don't want to go down that road. You really don't want to.
no,
Yeah.
I understand. And the thing is, that's a part of like the therapy and the self work because you will notice your patterns
Yes,
with
exactly.
who you're attracting and who you're allowing in your space. Like
Exactly.
you'll be attracted to them,
Exactly.
but when
Yeah.
you've gotten to that piece of that place in your life that you
Mhm.
are able to identify when it's just not good for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so that's what happens. That's why I was watching this clip the other day with this girl who
Mhm.
I think there was this guy he was like a neurophysicist or something, and she said she
Mhm.
didn't want him because he was boring.
Oh my
And
God.
people were like, "Oh, this is why you black women, you guys wouldn't get married because you want the thugs." And I said, you know what? There's so many layers to what happened with her. Like
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
situation is probably like she's not done the work on herself to
Right.
really recognize what she needs, but she may have a pattern like these are the guys I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
guys were
Yeah.
always in trouble, and that so for me, she probably is just not ready. And people were just like killing her, and I'm like,
Wow.
I'm not gonna
Wow.
kill her. She probably will look back and say, "Oh, I wish," but a lot of
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
doesn't get to that place where she's evolved to say, "Well, yeah, I really have been attracted to X kind of person, and it has been
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
has an amazing personality, well, an amazing career. He's
Mhm.
respectful. He has good values.
Mhm. Mhm.
Why not?" But
Yeah.
people are killing her. I was like, I just think she just needs help. That's
Wow.
my thing.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, we're gonna wrap this up now. We've
That was
actually done a
great.
little bit more than we thought we would have, but yeah, but we're gonna wrap up, and who knows, we might have a part two, and we probably might bring
Yes,
Charmaine back. Who knows if
I
she'll
would be
come back, because she's such a busy bee now.
I would be
But
happy to be back. This was great. It was good. I'm like, kudos to you for stepping out and doing this.
yes,
I think
yes,
this space is
yes.
needed. You're creating a space for women to talk
To
and
talk.
men.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure you'll have your guests coming
Yep.
on. It's a
Yep.
good space and to like talk about different stuff. So
I
I'm
agree. I agree. I
part of it.
agree. Yeah. Well, thank you, my darling. Enjoy. I wish you nothing but the best with all the things that you're doing. They're nothing but good things, and I can't wait to travel with you at least one time,
One,
one digga time.
yes,
Just want one time to wet my foot with you.
be
Yes, yes,
amazing.
yes.
You'll be
So
amazing.
yes, so yeah, so thank you again, and we will talk soon. We'll see each other
All right.
soon. All
Thank
right.
you, Rosie.
Bye.
Bye.